All right, what you're looking at is the completion of a master bath remodel. This is a small master bath. I did this for my parents. They need it. As you will see, I will put some photos in right now. So my mom is handicapped and we needed to create a walk-in shower. By no means am I a contractor, but I do have contractor friends. So this is what we completed at night and on weekends, and it took 165 days for completion. Let's take you a little walkthrough. Okay, we went through every detail. Hinges, doorknob, vanity, lighting. Did some can lights there. Everything's LED except the sconces. We will put bulbs in. What's going on? This is a really cool vanity mirror makeup cabinet. All these little shelves pull out. You can move them. This is really nice. Came out really nice. So we did all the tile work. We did everything in here. You will see the photos that we gutted this whole bathroom down to the studs. We also vaulted that ceiling, or I don't know, I vaulted the ceiling. Can lights, etc. Toilet, new tile. Refinished this window. Did my best to make it look nice. And there's the shower. So the shower, we created a rainfall shower head. Did that nice mosaic tile band, shampoo bottles, etc. So this will be rain head, handheld, normal shower head. So what you're looking at is a 3-way diverter, and then your normal thermostatic valve. Also put in some handicap ADA handles. Make it ease of getting in and out. This had a tub in here before, so obviously I had to take the tub out, work on that main drain. Obviously I had to break out the floor, the slab. You'll see the slideshow for that. You have a couple different soap, bar soap holders there. And I can't get over that ceiling. That's phenomenal looking. So this sounds like, when I say 165 days, it sounds like a really long time, but I will say this went very quick. The first 30 to 40 days was framing, demolition, framing, etc. Yep. That's a cool little detail there where the gable roof. So this bathroom's an outhouse, basically. Let me go back up here. So this is what you're looking at right here. This is the main truss. Okay, right there. Okay, so this is basically the outside of the house, including this wall. Reframed the wall. This is under its own roof. So after consulting an architect and engineer, we decided to vault it. So we picked up about 1.5 feet. I think 15.5 inches was the exact measurement in the ceiling, the center there. The ceiling height in the outhouse part of this was lower than the ceiling here that you see. It was about 6 inches lower. Yeah, this came out really nice. Okay, so we did the 3-handle. This really came out nice. 3-handle for 3-piece faucet. Plumbing was a little weird in here. I'm not a plumber by any means. So forgive all the comments. I know I'm going to see haters. What you're looking at is just the primer, and then for the glue, and then my marks. Obviously, when I used that primer, it kind of made the Sharpie run. This was set up for probably a double vanity originally. Decided not to put that in there, so we have room for handicap. By no means do 2 people get ready at the same time, so that's what I mean. It's a little offset. This had a single vanity. You'll see had a wall in here also. Forgive the little pan. It's just to make sure, and let's check. Oh, look at that, it's dry. We got some nice drawers in here. Nice little detail if you look at my measurements. I'm very meticulous. Yeah. I did do spacers on the subway tile. I did that because of, I've watched probably 100 YouTube videos of people just stacking them without spacers. I like the old subway tile. My parents do too. It kind of reminds them of the 50s and the 60s. This is a very rustic home. So that's what you're looking at. Yep, this came out very nice. Okay. Stay tuned for more renovations. Okay, I'm going to guide you through the slideshow now. What you see here is we're protecting the room. This furniture is going to go to the auction. Pretty much everything in this house is going to the auction. But I didn't want to get dust all over everything to help protect a little bit. So we put up a couple zip walls. Those were a big help. They were up for a month or more. This had the fan into the window. We opened that later on to exhaust all the dust out. And here we start. We start, demoing the bathroom. We start on this wall. I wanted to see where the plumbing was, how it came in, where the electrical was, how it came through the ceiling right there. Then I wanted to check out in the shower how much that wall had walked out. As you see, it's about 2 inches. It's really significant. It's cultured marble. You're not supposed to have that happen. It was installed very poorly back in the 90s, but it was at its life expectancy. Here you can see we're going to move a little quicker through some of this. The closet, we tear it out, expose some more wiring and a king stud setup, drop the ceiling. Wanted to see how that ceiling was framed, since that's like an outhouse. As you can see, when you get into a master bathroom renovation or any renovation at that point, you can see there's a lot of dust. Keep an eye out and see in that previous screen and this one here how clean it is after demo. So I would go a certain point and do my demo cleanup, as you see right there. You have to have a clean workspace. Look, I sweep Make sure you don't get a nail in your shoe, any of that. So here I'm disconnecting plumbing now. We're disconnecting all the fixtures, sink, toilet, shower. Here I'm cutting out the framing to the closet. This was non-load bearing. We consulted an architect, which he had drawn up some plans for this. So I was cutting away stuff due to the plans, etc. Here you can see right there, I was draining the water heater. It's a very crucial step. You always want to drain your water heater. Here's where we pulled all the drywall off to expose all the insulation and framing of the outhouse. That's the cultured marble wall we knocked down. Yep, and framing around the window, we kept that window. I left the toilet in there just as a temporary thing. So here's where we really wanted to see, and there's the smoking gun right there, so to speak. So nobody had ever put any insulation behind the walls of the shower. I found this all the way around, as you'll soon see. So this is why. There, I was getting ready to take the tub out. So this is why those cultured marble walls had walked. As you see, they put very little glue on them. I didn't cut any of that insulation. That's how I found it. So obviously, for all these years, that's really poor craftsmanship by the original contractor. And then the bathroom was renovated back in the 80s. That wasn't the code at the time, but we wanted to turn water back on to the rest of the house while this project was going on. So we put on just a couple of quick disconnect valves there. And as you see, we're really into it now. We're really gutting everything. Next step is to pull the tub out. As you saw, I cleaned everything up. Just put in a little shut-off valve. Notice I did clean the plumbing on this before I started. You have to, with those shark bite fittings, you have to clean that copper pipe needs to be very nice, very sanded, smooth, no oxidation, no debris, no glue, no old solder on it. And here you are, you can see the shut-off valves there. So I was going through and just putting some caps on the line, so those valves were leaking as they were. You can see the ground being kind of wet. That was actually from the valves themselves. Those things, you look how nasty those are. Just look at that. That's horrible. So as you see, we just stubbed it out as like new construction. Made those little pipes. It's a little different from the ones you buy in the store that come to a point on that. I wanted to extend it out a little further because I didn't know if I was going to have to extend the plumbing, come out with a 90-degree angle before I put a shut-off valve on it. So as you'll see later on, I did not do that, but I wanted to have that option. That was a fun task. Let's break that out, baby. You just break it out in small sections. I was working by myself most of the time. So as you can see, you just keep whittling away, carrying every piece out until it's not there anymore. That was done by the previous contractor. So as you can see here in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and start chiseling away at that concrete and get that out of there. I was peeling up a little bit of the floor just to see how tough those little 1-inch tiles were on there, how good that mortar sat, glued to the floor. I was a little concerned there. They poured the concrete up where it was actually touching the copper pipe, and I think that's where we were getting lime oxidation onto copper. Concrete and copper cannot be next to each other. It always has to be sleeved. It was, but whoever poured that concrete before got a little careless. So I think that's where some of the extra corrosion happened. So there you could see we finally got the stack for the tub unearthed through the concrete, and we're working our way down through the floor. You'll see, we'll come back to this a little later, but we're going to go ahead and cut all this plumbing out and get ready for a walk-in shower. So you contractor friends out there, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I was just looking at the trap, so I was doing my research at this point. Um, research and investigating everything is key in a renovation. It's, this took me 165 days. I knew I wasn't going to do this overnight. So here I'm just still measuring. I'm trying to figure out, and step this up to maybe a 2-inch pipe from 1.5-inch drain. And now you can see I'm working on the framing. So I already know, I've already purchased at this point my shower control setup. I already know what I'm going to do. So I'll let you kind of enjoy this. Just reframing the wall. I'm doing it in place. That way I can cut every stud to get perfect, to make sure I don't have any gaps. This is an old home, so the walls are not straight. This is in Florida, so nothing is built straight for some reason in Florida. And that is PT. For you people that don't know what PT is, it's pressure treated wood on the floor. You always want PT on the floor, anywhere where you have wood touching concrete. Okay, so here we're working on framing in the shower ceiling. This is the new vaulted ceiling. So there I was just making a jig basically and cutting my little rafters, so to speak, notching them for the top plate of the wall. As you see, I've made all my cuts inside the bathroom so I can adjust accordingly. Using a framing nailer. We also had to use some screws for the architectural drawing. And those hang down just a hair on that other 2x6, so your drywall can go up and create a really nice point there. If they were flush with the other 2x6, you would not have a sharp point on the ceiling on the peak. You'd have like a more of a rounded over point. And here we're about finished with the rafters. And here we start the electrical. So I'm basically replacing the existing electrical and then adding a couple sconces there. And as you see, we put those little plates in the wall. Here I'm just tying the circuits together. Again, making sure you protect any wire where it goes through a top plate or a stud. Some pancake boxes installed. And then we start our can lights here in the old part of the bathroom. Dropped in 2 can lights. These are Remodel can lights, so they just kind of clip up into the drywall. They have their own junction box built onto them. They're LED. They work out really nice. As you see, I just snapped a chalk line up there. There they are working. GFIC outlet. Okay, and here I start the installation process. So I'm using spray foam in all my edges and corners, just trying to mate up old work to new work, sealing any edges to the old part of the house. Here's where I go ahead and rip out the drain, install the new drain. This will be different in everybody else's application. Make sure you use a primer glue and then a good PVC glue. Don't use something that's been sitting on your shelf. Keep in mind you're putting hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of work on top of this. So if you screw this up, you're ripping out your floor and all your hard work. There, I floated in the concrete there from where I broke it out. And then we start the plumbing process. So I'll let you kind of watch this as it goes through.
Okay, so now we're going to start the shower curb. As you can see, I put some sealant down to mate the pressure treated wood to the floor. It's a healthy band. You can see it's completely flat at this point. And use the ram set gun to nail in the pressure treated wood there. Double layer pressure treated. And I interlocked them there. I notched them into that wall. You can see there. You pause it. And there's the shower getting formed. It's a kit that you can buy. Mix up mortar there. And then I covered the shower curb. Poured it in solid. As you can see, the wall does have visqueen behind the Durarock. And the Durarock is complete now. All holes are sealed. So any screw holes. You don't see too many on the lower end there because you don't want to penetrate the shower liner. And now we start sanding, mudding, sanding, taping the rest of the bathroom. Obviously, it can be a tedious process. It's a smaller space, so it wasn't too bad. Make sure you wear a very good respirator and have a well-ventilated space. As you can see, now we're into painting. The blue stuff there, that's a shower protectant, water protectant for the Durarock. And so painted the ceiling, a ceiling white, and then that light beige throughout. And now we start the tile process. So we're going to start the tile floor. I do have some laser tools, so we figured out what the highest point, lowest point of the floor is, and what my straightest point was going to be, which was obviously the shower curb that I built. So I worked off of that for a very nice straight line. So did over towards the toilet there. Had to do this in a couple days worth of process as stages because of working. It's such a small space, so you have to let that dry, then do some more, let it dry, do some more. See my laser kind of chilling in the background there. There, I'm working out my way out of the bathroom at that point. And I put some drop cloths down. I was tiling in the bathroom. There's a wet saw there, purchased on Amazon. Just finishing up the edges around. And then of course I put in a new threshold, finished the edge there. I ended with a complete whole tile, which is very crucial. When you walk into a room, you don't want to be walking into partial cut tiles. So plan your tiles out. Lay your floor out if you have to. If you're not good at planning this out or if you've never done it, take the extra time and actually lay out every tile all the way across the room so you can see where your cuts are going to be. See, that looks really nice. Whole tiles on that edge. Both sides there were whole tiles. So all my cut tiles were on the back edge where the vanity was and underneath that window. Did a little tile as a border there. That came out really sharp. Okay, so this starts the subway tile process. This is not quick, so if you're doing this as a do-it-yourselfer, as you see, the floor turned out really nice. Picture's a little messed up there. The subway tile, it can be tedious. If you put the extra effort into it, it will turn out perfect as it did. I used a laser level to start my lower course of tile there. So as you see, that single course all the way around. And then I built up from there. Obviously, subway tile, 6 inches long. That's what these are, 3 by 6. So you basically cut it in half to make your subway affect the pattern. So you're overlapping every 3 inches. And this is over a month probably of subway tile. All the blue tape holding stuff together and etc. We're in Florida, so we've had some major temperature swings. So some nights you'll see have a lot of extra tape, and some nights not. I was using a pre-mixed adhesive for the tile. It wasn't technically a mortar, and it works very well. I've used this stuff in the past. Used it on a job about 5-8 years ago, and I was just in that bathroom not that long ago. Man, it still looks like it was done yesterday. As you see, the mosaic tile strip is going in. A lot of tedious work on that, measuring, cutting, and keeping the pattern uniform. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be pleasing to your eye. A little bit of border around there. And then obviously I followed the contour of the ceiling right there a little bit. The blue tape that you're looking at right there is just where my studs were in the wall. Obviously I have a really good picture database of this whole bathroom. But I did this just so when I was putting in the 88 grab handles, I wasn't sure on the placement yet. I wanted to make sure obviously you hit a stud with them. And some of them I actually couldn't hit the whole stud, so I had to still use some specialty anchors. There I'm finishing up the final course, which is underneath the original lasered course that I started with, so you have to tile then down to the floor, and that's a sloped floor in the shower and then straight in the bathroom there. So that came out really nice. There I was basically finishing the tile in that photo. As you see, it's all cleaned up, all the my protecting the tile there. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My drop cloth. I did have to go back in and take out 1 or 2 tiles around those handles and recut them a little closer when I was lining up the shower trim rings. And there you go, all of my tape and spacers are pulled out. For the most part, just a little bit of there on the bottom. I ran out of blue tape that day, so I had to use a little bit of duct tape. Never do that, that's horrible. Duct tape really sticks to a clean tile. There you see I'm measuring for the mirror. I wanted to make it centered, not only side to side of the sconces, but from the ceiling to the top of the tile, it's all equal spacing. I rebuilt that window, new door closure, new frame on the inner side, on the outside, the actual mechanisms for those awning windows. There I'm getting ready to cut in the medicine cabinet. So there I cut the wall out. Now I need to remove the insulation. I need to remove this 2x4 that's in the way. This is an interior wall. That's a closet on the other side, so you can easily remove the 2x4. And there you go. It looks good. Alright, I'm going to let you watch some of these photos going through here of grouting. That's the next phase. I'm going to let you listen to the background music, and I'll pick back up towards the end. Well, thanks for sticking around. I know this has been a really long video. We have finished the master bathroom. So we're going to take you on a quick little walkthrough of this. I finished this, it was late December 2018. So as you can see, the tile job came out really nice. I did all this myself. There's a really nice shower setup. It's a walk-in shower, obviously. You have your ADA grab handles, that mosaic tile strip, that shower wand that moves up and down the pipe, rainfall shower head. You have the built-in toilet paper holders with more grab bars. That's an elongated, tall toilet. Extra space for a shower chair or wheelchair. That's a beautiful countertop with the built-in sink. It was purchased at a local big box retailer. They're a few $100s, same as that vanity cabinet. Not the highest quality in the world, but looks really nice. It's a really nice medicine cabinet. Those shelves in there move around. Give you a close-up picture. There you go. So those shelves move around a little bit, so that's nice. And as you can see, it's a gorgeous bathroom. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's a closer shot of the three-way diverter valve and thermostatic valve. Well, thank you for sticking around again. I know this has been a long video. We do have more renovations planned. There will be some more coming up here in early 2019. So stick around, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see some more. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.